Hey, it's Adele from Let's Get Inkie, and today I've got a journal with me video in my traveler's notebook. I feel like I haven't done one of these for a little while, possibly. I really enjoy having a bit more, freedom in my traveler's notebooks. This insert is from the Traveler's Notebook Company. It's the 003 one, and my cover is an older Jane Davenport one. And I'm documenting some extra photos that I had left over from our family holiday last November to Melbourne. I always stick the biggest elements on my page first, and you can see I'm right in the center of this insert. I kind of wish I had taken out a few pages before starting because she's already chunky. She's nice and thick, and it's starting to get a little difficult sometimes to flatten that left hand side because of all the bulk, but we'll get there. So what I like to use my Traveler's Notebook for, if you're a new watcher or a new subscriber, I do scrapbooking. I do Project Life and traditional scrapbook layouts, and quite often if I have an event or some photos that I really like, I will print a second copy, especially in a smaller size like this, and I'll use them to document specific stories or events that happen in my traveler's notebook. And it's just a nice way to kind of stick and plonk all the things and have a little bit more freedom to use maybe some stickers that aren't quite my usual style in scrapbooking. I can put in here things that might be a little more specific or not strange, but things like, buckets and spades, and I could use that on a beach layout, but you know what I mean? Things that aren't just hearts and stars, because they're definitely my go-tos in scrapbooking, even though right now I'm sticking down some things with stars on them. But nevertheless, I do have a flip through. I have a chatty flip through and a non-chatty flip through just to music of my first insert, and this is my second insert, and I'll do the same thing once it's all done. So I'm using some of my own printables. These are some of the January ones from my Patreon, and I had them left over. I always print out a bunch of them, and these were some of the ones that I still had hanging around, so I decided to stick them in somewhere. And these were a few different photos. From the top right one is when we went to Melbourne Zoo, and then the penguins are from the aquarium, and then that left hand side is just a little photo at a cafe. But I really enjoy trying to challenge myself a little bit to use as many stickers as possible. I really enjoy the look of a busy, filled traveler's notebook page, and things that are a little bit not chaotic, but I like to use lots of different colors and text directions and brush lettering and just a whole splattering of different techniques and things I like to stick in there. So I'm trying desperately to get through my ephemera pieces, and if you've watched any videos recently on my main channel, Inkie Quill, you would have seen me trying to use up as many of these loose ephemera pieces. I'd be interested to know, how do you guys sort your ephemera pieces? I used to sort by colour, and that worked for quite a while. Then I moved house and I accidentally lost my container of colour sorted ephemera. I think I know where it is. There's still quite a few boxes that we haven't unpacked, even though we moved a year and a half ago, a little bit more than that actually, a year and a half ago. So I changed it so that my monthly kit subscriptions were in like one container. So when I was done for that month, I'd dump it all in one container and I'd just sift through it. But I'm struggling quite a bit with my ephemera, so I'd be interested to know how you store it, and if there's been anything in the past that you have found works for you or doesn't work for you, and why it doesn't, because I'm on the market for a new way to sort my things. So this sticker sheet, it is an old one. It's from, I used to be on the Scraptastic design team probably back in 2015, I want to say, possibly. They're not around anymore, I don't think, but I still have quite a lot of things because I would of course get the monthly kits, and I loved using them, but there was always extra. There's I scrap a lot and even I still had extra stuff at the end of the month, which is great. But I do want to try and use up some of my older stash. I also I'm happy to say I've actually finished this pack of rub-ons now, but rub-ons are something that I generally stick away from just because I've had a few Dodjo packets in the past that either straight out of the packet don't adhere to the page or dry up way too quickly, like within a week of opening them. So whenever I have my rub-ons, I really try to use them within like a month or 6 weeks. These ones hung around for probably 2 months, I think, maybe a little bit more. But I was really pleased with the quality. I think they're from the Paige Evans collection, and I'll definitely be keeping my eye out to get some more of those. So then I'm doing a few little doodly bits and pieces using my Pilot G2 pen, which is the one that I always use. And I forgot to add the brush marker that I used for Zoo Time is a Tombow dual brush marker, and they are fabulous. I think they're my favorite brush or colored brush pen, I should say. I also really like, they are expensive though. I think here in Australia they retail for about $7 a pen, which is a lot when you're trying to build up a few different colors. You can get packs that have several colors in them, but they're always the colors that I don't want. So I have got, over time, built up when they're on sale, a little collection. However, I have had really good luck with the Artline sticks, STIX, the brush ones, and they've been really fun and they are way cheaper. I think I picked mine up from Eckersley's for about maybe $25, somewhere between $20 and $25 for it was either a 15 or a 20 pack. So they're definitely better on the pocket. So if you're interested in getting into brush lettering, I would suggest picking those first. I've been really liking, I went through a bit of a stage of drawing these little kind of leafy bits, and I recently just filmed an art journal page, which may be up the week before this, a fortnight before this, or a fortnight after this video, where I did a similar little wreathy bit but in white gel pen. And they're just a nice way to fill in a bit of space, especially if there's an awkward space. You can see there on the right hand side near where those that star paper printable is, there was a little bit of space that was it was a bit too narrow for washi tape. I'm sure you can get skinny washi tape, but I don't have a large stash of it, and there wasn't a color that fit with what I wanted. So just adding a few little diddly bits and pieces can really help fill in these little spaces. I also like to, like I said before, change my text direction up a little bit. I use these traveler's notebooks as real journals. So sticking, plonking, messy handwriting, doodly little bits and pieces, and just sticking things in that make me happy. I get a lot of questions about my scrapbooks because I do have a lot of albums. I've only been scrapbooking for how many years? I started just before our wedding, so probably maybe 6 years, possibly, of project life. And I have accumulated an entire IKEA Kallax unit full of albums. I don't expect my family to keep them forever, but I think these little traveler's notebooks are a lot more maybe reasonable to be a bit more of something that I could pass down. I do plan on maybe scanning and digitizing all of my layouts and tagging all of the members of the family so that if they want certain layouts they can just download them, but this is something that I would love to pass down maybe to Archie and just have something for him to hold and flick through. Alright peeps, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Let me know if you'd like to see more journal with me's over the next few months. I have worked it out so there'll be a art journal process video and a journal with me video every month. And if you'd like to see more, you can head over to my Inkie Quill channel, and the link to my Patreon is always in the description below to find out more about that. I hope you guys have a lovely weekend, and I'll see you very soon. Bye!